Hello, everyone, and may God bless us all. You are with Crafts by The Rose, and I am Tina. Please join my channel, hit the notification bell so you will know each and every time that I have a live or a video for you. I live stream Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. Central Time. Please feel free to comment or ask questions at any time. Okay, this video is for my granddaughter. She's struggling with a little situation of inlining her project and making it come straight up. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you end a double crochet row and how it begins, and trying to explain to her how to make it come straight up and not lean crooked. Okay, so maybe somebody else could use this. Okay, so what you do is you're at the end of the row and you go into that the number 3 chain, and I go into it like that, and I have 2 on top and the bottom, and that bottom one on the bottom. Well, it's called the middle lump or something like that. The back bump. It's called a back bump, but I put 2 and 1. Okay, and so I pull through a loop, and then I pull through chain another loop, make a loop and pull through 2. And then I make another loop and I pull through 2. But also, that loop that I pull through is really chain 1. Okay. Okay, but it's called pulling up a loop. But in the reality, it's really that first chain. Okay, so now you count 3. 1, 2, 3. Really, this one is chain 3 right here, the one you pull through. Okay, so you're gonna have 1 on your loop. Okay, but what you do is, so you don't forget where it is, where your chain 3 is, you put a stitch marker in the back bump of that chain. That way, when you come back to it, you know where it's at, and you won't have to search for it because it'll have a stitch marker on it. Okay, so then you turn your work, and that's what you're gonna see in a book when it says turn your work. So that means you turn it. First it was like this, and then you turn it like that. And then either it's going to say loop over, it's going to say either chain in, it's going to say stitch in, it's going to say stitch in the same stitch or in place. All it's meaning is that you're going to put a double crochet in where the last stitch is, and that would be that. Or it's gonna say chain over and put your next double crochet in your next loop, which I'm trying to show you is either you're gonna go in the same one, which is this one, or you're gonna go in the next one over. On this here bedspread, you go in the next one over. I hope you can see that. See, it's 1 right here, and it's one right here. Either it's going to say go into the same stitch, or it's going to say loop over and go into your next stitch. Okay, on this bedspread, to make it go straight up and not lean, you're going to go into your next stitch. And that would be loop over and go into your next stitch. And pull up a loop and pull through 2 and then pull through 2. Okay, so when you come back, you see this is the one before the end, and this one where the stitch marker is where you will put your last double crochet. Now I'm going to show you one other thing right quick, because this is what she's struggling with, and I don't know if anyone else is struggling with it, but if you are, I'm trying to show you how it works. Okay, so let's just say you were doing a single crochet. Okay, and you first, okay, so we're going to go back to where we were at first. This is the stitch, the double crochet before and you go into, chain over, you go into the one that I showed you where I stitch marked at. Okay, you loop over, pull through 2, loop over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. But in reality, this is really I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet. This is your first loop, which is called, when you read it in the book, it just say, pull through. It tells you, it say pull up a loop. And that's what it is, pulling up a loop. Now, when you go into single crochet, you're going to pull up one more loop. That's going to make it stand up straight. And then, when you single crochet in, you go in the same stitch. It's the same stitch. You're not going to go over here to the second stitch. That's the second stitch. You're going to go in the first stitch. I hope you can see it. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So, to make a single crochet, when you're going straight up, you're not, making it, you're not decreasing. So, if you go over here, if you was decreasing, you would pull this loop up, and then you would go into the next loop and pull up a loop, and you would pull through all 3. That's decreasing it. Okay? Okay, but you want to just put a single crochet in right where you can go, where your work will stand straight up and not lean. Okay, so you want to go in, you pull up a loop, and then you go into the same stitch and you pull through 2. That's a single crochet. And if you do that always at the end, you're going to get a straight project. It won't lean. But you got to remember that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one more time. This is for the double crochet. You finish your double crochet, and you got the pull. This is called pulling up a loop. That's what it's called. Okay, pulling up a loop. In a double crochet, really, in a double crochet, this is the third one right here. Okay, but we're not gonna call it that. We're not gonna call it that. We call it, okay, pulling up a loop. Now we're gonna say 1, 2, and 3. In reality, this is 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. Okay? And that's what you got to remember. It's not called the same thing that it actually is. Why? I don't know. I didn't invent it. I'm just trying to explain it so you could understand it. Okay, pulling up. So that pull-up loop is end up being number 4. Okay, but it's going to stand in front of the second. Okay, so that's the first chain right there. That's the first double crochet, them 4 chains. Okay, now you turn your work and you wrap your hook one time. You go through the second stitch, you pull up another loop, and you pull through 2, and then you pull through 2. Same thing. Okay, and you go all the way across. When you get to the end, you're gonna count from the pull up loop, which is really 1 now, and then 2, and then 3. And you're going to stitch in your 2 loops. You're going to put your thread through your 2 loops. That's right there and right there. And your back bump is going to, go behind your hook. Then you pull up a loop, and then you go on to make your chain 3, okay? But in reality, it's your chain 4. So hopefully you understand it. If you don't get it, we're going to have plenty of chances to figure it out. I'm going to keep teaching you all this until you all understand how it goes. I guess I'll try again if I need to, but I hope you all understand it the way I explained it. And you go all the way across. That's called wrapping your hook. This is called inserting your hook, and wrapping your hook and pulling through 2, and pulling through 2 makes a double crochet. All right, I hope y'all got it. I did the best I could for this time. If you don't understand it, ask questions and I will try to explain it in another way again. So thank you for being with me. Please give this video a thumbs up, and happy crafting.